A huge moo to the herd, and welcome to episode 29 of our Omnifactory playthrough. I have done an awful lot of work between episodes. First thing, and it's a major thing, is we now have 2 Cryo Distillation towers. This one, as we remember from the previous episode, and it took me a little bit while to get this fixed, is producing all sorts of gases. The important one is noble gases, which are being pumped into this one. And these noble gases are all being pumped in, been split out and pumped into my AE2 system. As you can see from this tree over here, and the no hoe, no axe, buried in here somewhere, I don't think I can find it. Oh, there it is. I have an Embryo farming station, and once I get an axe and hoe set up sorted, this is going to be providing me with wood, which is going into my pyrolyze oven, which is now going into our fully connected distillation towers and providing more chemicals, into the system. We've added a few more things in here. So this molecular disintegrator is providing cinnabar, which will get disintegrated into mercury for our rocket fuel. Rocket fuel switched off at the moment because we have plenty of it. What are you doing? You, I think if I remember correctly, yes, you're producing tungstate and scheelite, and it's going into the electrolyzer to produce tungsten. And you may be wondering where I got the tungstate and scheelite from. Well, I created myself one of these advanced crafting tables and then made a tier 2 micro miner. Go to quests. Mid game, you can see this little guy here. It's a 5x5 crafting grid, but it uses pretty much the same components as a tier 1, with the exception it's got a micro miner engine core, stainless steel chests, an advanced diesel engine, and electrical steel thrusters. So I sent one of those out to get me some bauxite, niobium, copper, tungstate, scheelite, cassiterite, and radium salt. The reason I wanted the tungstate and scheelite is because tungsten is obtained from those once you electrolyze them. And why did I want tungsten? Well, if we go downstairs to our blast furnace room, you'll notice that this blast furnace has a different colour coil blocks. I made some nichrome between episodes. As you can see from this, nichrome is nickel and chrome, and that gives me hot nichrome, which I have, if I just remove this, added into my Emmy Interface. So anything that gets produced by the blast furnace which is hot, I add into here, burn my hands a little doing it, and it will automatically pull out my AE2 system, put it into the vacuum freezer, and then we've got the necessary ingots even. So made some nichrome Coil blocks, got some tungsten by electrolyzing it upstairs. And our task today is to make tungsten steel coil blocks, because I want to upgrade, I want to remove all of these. I know I've only just put them in, but I want to get some tungsten steel coil blocks, because over here, the other piece of work I did, is you'll find the thermal expansion machines, 2 of them, a compactor, and if I look in here, it's got the gear working die in it, which is very useful, and an energetic infuser, which is brilliant for doing my charged Certus quartz. The reason I want the thermal machines is I want this one here, the Phytogenic Insulator, and that, coupled with an upgrade for it, why is my caps lock on? There we go. I'm not shouting at chat. Here we go. Sapling infuser with the Phytogenic Insulator will mean I can produce trees, and it means I don't have to keep on providing hoes and axes to my farming station. Don't know how fast it is, don't know if it's going to be effective, but it should be a nice little single block item to go and provide stuff for my chemical system. If we look at our chemicals, we've got lots of good stuff. We've got 1,208 buckets of argon. What other juicy ones do we have? Helium's boring. Just makes you have a squeaky voice. Neon gas, 385 buckets. rocket full with, this is why I've put it on stop. We've got 2,254 buckets, so that'll do me for a little while. Krypton, 35 buckets of gas. So we've got plenty of stuff here. Now, I was very lazy in that these are all just 5 of 5s. None of them have been partitioned. So a piece of work I'm going to have to do is add some more drives in, get some more fluid storage disks, and make sure they're partitioned for single gas. Otherwise, we could find that we've got spillage, etc. So first things first, let's craft up our 16 tungsten steel core blocks. So we'll just get that started. And the reason I want to get there is if we look at the recipe for the Phytogenic Insulator, go back here, this one, you notice it's got a Lumium gear. So Lumium is something we're going to need to get into, and that's just down here underneath tungsten steel core blocks. But also Signalium, which will unlock the Signalium upgrade kit. And if I go down to my power area, you'll notice that I've added an additional row of numismatic dynamos and some at the top. Also, I just hold a piece of conduit. You notice I put conduit facades in to make things look a bit tidier. I've actually added additional connections into the battery, which seems to have helped alleviate some of my power problems. But I'm not sure if that is actually the end of the problem. So I'd like to get Signalium upgrades on my numismatic dynamos to get more power out. But there's no point in getting more power out if I've only still got N-Steel energy conduits. So I'm going to need the next tier of conduit, and if we just do a quick check for that, we see that after N-Steel, which is 32, it's, lo and behold, Signalium. Actually, no, it's not, it's Lumium. It's Lumium and then Signalium. So, you know, if we can get those, we can get more power coming out. So that's the goal for today's episode. Unlock Signalium and Lumium. Right, so how are my coils doing? They're still going, so it's a bit disappointing. You know, I would have hoped that would have been a bit faster. Is there anything else I needed to say about stuff I did between episodes? Oh yes, this noisy machine over here is an aqueous accumulator, and it's kind of replaced my end of war. So eventually I will get it all hooked up properly throughout the system. The reason being, if I go to the quest for the aqueous accumulator, aqueous accumulators in Omnifactory are infinite water sources. They do not require any waterworks nearby. Normally in thermal expansion, you need to stick it in some water and it will then give you infinite water. This machine can produce water as fast as you can extract it. The only downside being that it makes some annoying noises, which you can hear. Friendship with End of Wars ended. I'm sorry, End of War, you serve us well. One thing I am going to do, if I go blacklist, nope, ooh, wrong one. Click on add, recent. Can you hear, right, let's see if this is here. No, I thought I could add this to the blacklist, but it appears not. And I've just realised I've been standing there collecting sugarcane. This is all going to have to change because it looks like an unsightly carbuncle here. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to use the long-range block breakers and get that upgraded. And one of the things I want to do is move the distillation tower that's currently downstairs upstairs next to the other one and add a couple more tiers onto it so that we can get some more stuff out of that. So this is going to take a bit longer, so I will pause here, and when we come back we'll have our tungsten steel core blocks and we can start work on getting the necessary machines to get our Lumium and our Signalium. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I'd anticipated, but it is now done. So let's get our tungsten steel coils, add them into our inventory and wait for the quest completion. Bingo. So with that, we've now unlocked Signalium, Lumium and Vanadium Gallium. So let's focus on Lumium. Glowing. This one takes a significant amount of time to cook, so make sure you have it going constantly. That's good to know. Wires made from Lumium transmit IV power losslessly, and it forms the basis for LEV machine holes. That's good to know. Technalium. Not glowing. This one takes a significant amount of time to cook, so make sure you have it going constantly. Another thing we need to add to our list. Technalium is noteworthy as the long-awaited next tier upgrade for your thermal expansion machines and dynamos following reinforced back in MV. So, what do we need for Lumium? Lumium requires a blast furnace, and it takes 720 seconds at MV tier. It's some primal mana, and primal mana is mana dust, and mana dust is petrothium dust, pyrotheum dust, erothium dust, cryothium dust, and diamond dust mixed together. And I think, if I remember correctly, I have the recipe set up for mana dust. And if we go back to there, primal mana, just whack that into fluid extractor, and that gives us a primal mana. What else do we need? We need Lumium blend. Lumium blend requires tin alloy dust. We know how to make tin alloy. Sterling silver dust, that's a new one on us. Luminescence, which we've already got a recipe for, and energized clathrate. And energized clathrate is molten glowstone and nether quartz. And that gives us our energized clathrate. So if we look at our crafting grid, you'll see that I am finishing off making a fluid extractor, or two of them actually. So I think first things first, I'm going to upgrade, and by upgrade I mean remove the coil blocks, this machine with our tungsten steel ones. And I think based on the amount of time it took to make the tungsten steel, we need to put that onto passive creation, much in the same way as we've done with things like vibrant alloy and everything else. And judging by the quest text, we'd have to do the same for our Lumium and Signalium. So, ooh, I fell down a hole. I thought I'd filled up all these holes. Oh, there's another hole to fill up. And dingo. And what have we got? EV tier with a maximum temperature of 4,500 Kelvin. That is perfect. So let's look at our recipes. We have mana dust. So if I wanted 64 of those, do I have enough of the various components? The answer is yes. So let's make up 64 mana dust. What else do we need for Lumium? We need, so that's our primal mana taken care of, Lumium blend. So let's add Lumium blend in. Pop that in as a recipe and add that into our crafting array. Lumium blend, cool. So if I wanted 64 Lumium blend, it would tell me I'm missing the following: 16 energized clathrates, 64 tin alloy dust, and 32 sterling silver dust. So let's make up sterling silver first. Where's the dust? There it is. I'll add that in as our recipe. And that can go in here. And what else did I say we needed? Right, so we're just missing tin alloy dust and energized clathrate. So tin alloy, we can craft up 64 of these, next to no time. Really do need to get a macerator or something set up so that we can turn these into dust on demand. So I'll work on that between episodes. We'll just do it manually for the time being. What else do we need? Energized clathrates, and energized clathrate is molten glowstone and nether quartz. So how is my production of my machine? It looks like it's done. So if we take our fluid extractor, that one, just take the one for the time being, and we'll need a chemical reactor, not a chemical bath. although that is going to be useful for another thing later on. So let's get this set up in our chem lab. Have a side all clear and ready. Okay, so first of all we want our fluid extractor. And that annoying sound is me picking up. Just turn my magnet off for the time being. So I don't really want to be putting sugarcane into my inventory. Right, fluid extractor. Now what we want from you is pop the output that way. And we don't need any input, so we just pop fluid out that way. And then we'll take our chemical reactor. Okay, so if I insert item X into here, in this case it will be glowstone, it will turn that glowstone into liquid glowstone or molten glowstone, pump that up into our advanced chemical reactor. We want to add in our nether quartz into there and then output into that one. So what do I need on this one? I need a Emmy Interface there, and we'll need to get some glowstone. Glowstone. I think I've got just about enough. What else did I want? I wanted nether quartz. And one of the things I'm going to need to do is grab some more nether quartz from downstairs. Another thing on the to-do list is I've got lots of resources hanging around here, not really being used. Let's get rid of that sugarcane. So I want them available into my AE2 system. Oops, too far. This away and then walk. So pop that, and that in there. So I guess I'm in my several stacks. And I probably want to grab some more Emmy interfaces. Hopefully I won't need any more, but let's get them queued up while we're here. Give me 10, and will you do them? More carbon and more flukes. And aluminium. And aluminium gears. Or I can fix that later, that's not a problem. I have slowly been surely taking the manual recipes out, but still it's taking its time. Right, so if I pop that in there, we want that to go into that one. So I'll change the config. I need a conveyor for this or a robot arm. I'm going to grab one of those quickly. Do I have a conveyor? Oh, I've got two of them. HV, that will do nicely. Alright, so that brings that into there. Will I need a pump? No. I just should be able to do this with two Emmy interfaces. Let's find out. Let's add my second Emmy interface here. No, I need three Emmy interfaces. Yes. I am going to need an additional Emmy interface. That's my step count going up again. Just give me the one. Can you do one? What are you missing? Aluminium rods and small aluminium gears. So, as you can see, I've been having to take recipes in and out because I haven't got the machines set up for it. I'll just check. I added some inventory to the boots for my dark steel, so I've got a rather large inventory sitting here. Oh, that's the aluminium rod. So we'll go and find the lathe. And neodymium, that's for EV, stainless steel. Take the silver out, I think. Was that silver? Yes, it was. And what else did I say I needed? Aluminium gears. Well, that's easy to fix. Get me. I don't want 64. No, I don't want 64. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Should do. Just stick these into my advanced cutting machine. By the time I get back. have a load more plates. I do. Grab my hammer and turn them into small gears. Except I hit shift, so I've got even more gears than I expected. Not to worry. So, Emmy Interface. Give me a couple actually. Let's make it 3. 4. Carbon dust is the only thing I need. For that, I grab the charcoal that my system's been producing in abundance. Stick this through my macerator. We'll get through that very quickly. And then centrifuge it. This is one of the other things I need to set up, is converting the charcoal that I'm getting from my pyrolyze oven and converting it into carbon, because we're going to need it for the steel and everything else. So that's that. And this will take a little bit of time. Should have enough to at least kick that off. Interface, try this again. Start. Okay, once that interface has been completed, we'll come back and we'll make some progress. Okay, so we are back. I have basically set it up so we've got glowstone going into here, which is getting turned into molten glowstone. We've got nether quartz coming in and mixing with the molten glowstone, and that's producing our energized clathrate. And if I just switch on the automatic output, the one thing I have set up is a Emmy level emitter. So once we've got 128 energized clathrate, that will shut down this system. So that's another element of our, excuse me, it's quite rude, off our list. So Lumium, I wanted 64 of this. All I need now is tin alloy dust, and if I take in my tin alloy, tin alloy ingots. Why didn't I make any more? Oh, I've probably used those actually. Let's make up 4 more. Start, and I just want to get full stack. And we'll get those macerated. What I'd like for the end of this episode is to get some Lumium. So the one stage on this I really need to fix is getting the tin alloy turned into dust automatically. And then it should be automated. We will need to passive this in a blast furnace, so that's going to be a bit more time consuming. So Lumium, can I craft 64 Lumium blend? That is the question. The answer is yes. Let that do its thing. I should have my mana dust. The next thing I need to do is to take a fluid extractor. Let's pop you on, which I made earlier. Where are you, fluid extractor? Hey. And this is going to require an Emmy interface, a fluid interface, and storage. Yes, got those. Pop. I should be able to put it down here actually. So fluid extractor here, and we want an Emmy interface. And I picked up the 4. There it is. Go here. We'll probably need a conveyor of some kind. We want to set this to output here, and also output the fluid. I need a fluid interface. Put it into here. So just got to get a conveyor. Or a rubber arm. I think a conveyor would be quickest to make. Except I need more rubber sheets. I wish I had a load of rubber. Fortunately, that tree farm is producing me endless amounts of rubber. Where is my... So you'll do. That should be enough to get what I need. Yeah, so conveyor. Start that. Hopefully it won't take too long. Making the cables up now. Alright, what else do we need? So, Lumium. It's done in the blast furnace. We've got primal mana. Once we've got that thing set up, we've got our Lumium blend. And it's just time. Conveyor must be finished about... Oh, you're making gold cables up. Well, that shouldn't take too long. I mean, I've still got LV and MV machines, even though I've got everything switching over to EV, so I really need to get my finger out and get things upgraded. As this is consuming a vast amount of time between episodes, just getting stuff done. Right, so you are the input, so we'll pop you there, configure that to import, and we'll add mana dust in, because we've got no mana dust. And that should be now exporting loads of mana dust, which it has done. Sorry, primal mana. Do is we'll grab a... you empty? You're empty. Primal. 15 buckets of. Perfect. We'll grab our Lumium blend. Just clathrate and glowstone away. And the Nether Quartz. We'll go over to our shiny new tungsten seal blast furnace. Fluid input hatch, we will add our primal mana. Done. Here we'll add our Lumium blend. And then we just wait. So I'm not going to make you guys wait with me. I will pause here, and when we're back, hopefully we will have our first Lumium ingots. So see you soon.